Okay. He lasted the Vates. Matt, welcome in.
Already getting the notice. Jason, we can't hear you. I'm sorry. Okay, fixed. God.
I'm doing okay, Jade and I Joy. It is so hot, but we've got some really nice fans and like evaporative coolers here that are helping.
What was the
Thank you for
temperature
asking.
there today? If I may
Well,
ask.
today the high is supposed to be 41.
41 in Canada.
Yeah.
I heard that
Well,
Europe's also
Canada, I
getting a
mean,
heat
like
wave.
I live in
Or the
I live
northwest.
in Vancouver, which is like hardly Canada. It's like
Oh, it's like
I basically live in Seattle. Yeah.
Vancouver. But doesn't it also rain in Seattle? I mean, there's a whole song based on it.
Oh, it rains
Hey,
it
random.
rains a lot in Seattle, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so surprised. I've never heard that. I'm like, oh, well, now for once people get to feel what we tropic people have to suffer it all year round, even during winter. Poor otters. I saw the ice was basically melted inside their playpens and that.
Yeah, they're trying. They're trying. Yes, guys, we are talking about poop
Poop!
today.
Yes, so welcome everyone to the stream. We're going to have a very, and you know what? Is it true that we got over 30 questions about this topic?
Yeah, we
So,
have
is this the way we work, people?
31.
We go about manatees, we go about dolphins, we go about creatures that are fascinating. We get like 10 to 5 questions. We bring up poop, 30 questions.
I know.
So obviously,
Everybody's excited.
people, if this doesn't go viral, I don't know what will, because this is a topic I have even researched. It's not often talked about on the YouTubes and that. I don't even know what YouTube is going to do with this. They're going to be so confused. Like, how do we handle this? Do we demonetize this? But it's a normal conversation. So yes, we're here with Rhea today, and you have me, and you have KP, and we're going to talk about poop. Animal poop!
Poo poo. And we have something special happening at the end of stream.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
incentive to stick around for the end of the stream. We will be doing our raffle for the paw prints screensavers at the end of the stream today,
That's
which
right.
we had a lot of submissions for, so that was great.
So if you entered, stick around. You'll notice. I will say this
Even
today.
if you didn't enter,
yeah, stick
please
around either
also
way.
still stick around.
Because then you can see of what you missed. You could have got a paw print of the. And how many were of those things available? I think we only gave
20.
it for 20.
20?
20.
Okay.
Those are
was
going to be a
gonna do-
collector's item one day.
We still had a lot of possible redemptions, and I decided to do 20 because it'll be full sets.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Full yeah, in all seriousness though, poop I think is a really fascinating conversation. So I hope there are some good questions because like honestly, like poop is like a big part of my job and it's a big part of working with animals. So I think it's interesting. I'm excited about it.
Didn't you spend most of December? You mentioned where you were. You mentioned seals or sea lions that you were busy picking up the poop.
Well, poop is a huge part of research as well, and so that's what I was doing. It was a few years ago, but in December, yeah, we went out and we're basically scraping off doo-doo off of the rocks of sea lion rookeries, so that scientists could get a better idea of what these guys are eating. And we're even conducting some research studies right now at the Vancouver Aquarium, looking at if we can tell by poop what percentage of different types of fish the animals are eating. So could literally tell this animal's eating 50% salmon and 20% herring, like really break it down like that. So poop can really tell you a lot. And everybody poops. Meldjandrelu is reminding us.
I mean, it tells us a lot about us as well. One of the biggest things, like, oh well, we're going to need a stool sample to continue, and then you will be able to know exactly where you were born, what your driver's license number is. It's all that information. But with that, as you mentioned, I think one of the things, I mean, just to cover probably one of the questions, but you touched on, you can basically discover what inherently is wrong with the ecosystem if there's too many of one fish in that ecosystem and they're eating all that change. I think you mentioned one of the sea lions were eating the wrong kind of fish and it's not sustainable, and you can discover that with their poop. So
yeah,
that to me
yeah,
was
for sure.
fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, poop is just poop is important. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, so let's jump straight into the questions about poop. It's a buzzword today.
Buzzword.
So yeah, right?
Okay. So our first question today is actually something that I ask KP every Monday, and it's, have you pooped? And this question is actually, how many times have you pooped today?
Wow.
I'm lacking this morning. I was telling Reha this morning, you know, I feel like everybody poops a little bit differently, but I'm like I'm either ready or I'm not, and I'm not ready right now. So, you know, I also haven't been eating a lot because it's really freaking hot here. So
Yes.
I think that limits the doo-doos.
And like suddenly like you had like poop anxiety to talk about poop. No, I'm joking. But fair enough. I'll lead that into a question: is does the temperature or heat affect how much like the otters will digest and poop and things like that? And does it play a role in an animal's seasonal eatings and so on? And can you discover that easily?
No, absolutely. And it's one of the things that that does happen. Like, even though the water stays a pretty consistent temperature, and it is still quite cold, there is a difference. By the way, if you're wondering why we're watching manatees, it's because of what just happened there. They tend to fart a lot, and I thought that was pretty close.
Yes.
That was as close as I can
Very
get
relevant.
to finding like a live cam of something pooping. But anyway, look at that. They're just gassy, these guys. They're just so gassy.
The way they even turn to the camera, like, look.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, you can like absolutely tell the weather's changing. The sea otters are not eating quite as much, and that's kind of one of the things with their metabolism in particular, is that they really only eat exactly as much as they need to stay warm, and if it's pretty warm outside, that makes that a little bit less for sure. So yeah, in the wintertime, they may get, you know, more food. In the summertime, they're usually eating a little bit less food. And that's pretty normal. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. And like you said, as the manatees, they're very fitting as you're talking about that. They little windbags underneath the water. Yeah, next question.
Oh no.
Rhea?
Reha?
Oh no.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
So our
I was like, did she go poop?
Oh no, she's going to poop.
I thought we lost JJ.
Oh.
Our next question is whenever you're doing a educational session with guests, how many times are you asked about poop?
Thanks, Finn. You know, a lot. I think. I mean, I think it's a normal thing for like people to be curious about, and then they will also, you know, sometimes they get to see the animals poop, and like, you know, sometimes like the immediate reaction is that Freaky says that they were late because they were pooping. It's very good, very very on point. But yeah, I mean, I think that. The normal reaction is to like think that pooping is funny, and it like I think that it's normal to have like to think that, or to have a sense of humor about doo-doo, but like often it's like a good opportunity for me to actually engage people and be like, yeah, but you know, look at what's going on over here, and then you can see the way their poop looks, and did you have any idea that it looked like that? And like, you know, just kind of stuff like that, or talking about like if a sea lion poops, then we can talk about the important research going on with sea lion dookie. And there's gonna be like, we should count the different ways, the different names that we're gonna come up with for poo poo today.
Yes.
Or like you know, sometimes with our dolphins at times, you know, watching them poop, and I'll point it out to people because nobody's ever seen a dolphin poop before typically, you know. And so and even though it's kind of funny and silly, I think that it you know, it's really interesting, and it's, you know, important to to have like a curiosity about all things, and it doesn't mean that, you know, animals too, like as we've talked about, don't conform to our ideas of what is and what is not acceptable, and so
Yeah.
so, you know, they're gonna poop in front of you, and that's just normal. It's fine. Maybe we should all, well, maybe we shouldn't all be pooping in
Yeah.
front of each other, but I'm gonna roll back that statement a little bit.
I just
But you
imagine
know,
like the most important meetings in world history being interrupted by a poop.
yeah. But I mean, maybe we should be more open to talking about it a little bit more, and maybe that would, you
Yeah,
know, that would
absolutely.
make a difference.
Because I know there's a bit off topic, but one of the biggest fears people have is going to the doctor when they have digestive issues and things like that. Which, by the way, is the biggest mistake, because that is like one of the most important factions of your body gets affected by everything. It should be something you
Yeah.
can openly go to your doctor and like, hey, I have a problem taking a poop. Help me out here, doc. You know, it's that fear. And I think this sort of thing opens that up, pun intended, to conversation in that. Wasn't it the sea otters, their poop is called scrant or something like that?
Oh, it's like, no, it's like spraint.
Sprite! Yes, it was like
Something really
like,
awful. Something really, really awful.
which is weird because, as
I
you
think
mentioned, doing most in the water.
Yeah, I think it's really funny that, well, I wonder if it actually comes a little bit more from like river otters. I
That probably
assume it's
spray
called the
feet.
same for all of them, who are like always doing this like on people's boats and
Yeah, like,
disgusting stuff like that.
Sprite, yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's funny too. You know, like Polymorph was just saying that they actually got timed out on the MMR stream for asking if otters fart, and I'm like, you know, these are the questions. These are the important questions that we'll be answering on stream today.
Yes. And those sort of things
And
that
you
shouldn't
you
really
won't
be
get timed out.
yeah, that shouldn't really be blocked because it's a genuine question, and I don't think there's any other way to ask like it. Like, do otters have flatulence? You know, people are gonna just like, do otters fart?
And it is a legitimate question because we're also pointing out there is, well, I was gonna say there are some animals who don't, but there is really only one animal in that doesn't fart to my knowledge, and I just learned this recently, and it's the sloth. Its digestive system is just as slow as it is. It's too slow. So they burp instead of farting, which is kind of gross. They're burping their farts.
They are the pinnacle for every halitosis.
Don't smell the breath of a
technique.
sloth. Yeah.
Well, something like that only even with sloths, the most dangerous thing they ever do is climbing down the tree to go to the bathroom, basically. To go
Yeah,
poop.
that's why they only do it like once every 2 weeks or something ridiculous.
Yes. But yes, it's called spraint, and it is ideally for river otters.
Yes, but even in like you know, even in your pet owners too should spend a lot of time looking at poop. So like I do it as a profession, but like I look at my ferrets poop all the time, and if they're having weird poops, I keep an eye on them, you know.
It's
important.
It's actually a huge diagnosis for bearded dragons is look at their poop, look at when they poop. Most of the time I've taken my doctor to the vet just because it hasn't pooped, and I'm like, something's wrong. And then they check the poop and they be like, it's fine. But I've even had to carry it in a tub. But it's very important.
Yeah.
So
anyway, we're gonna be all over the place with poop
otters,
talk today.
It's called spraint because river otters use it to mark their territories. They literally smear it on big walls too.
Okay. So that makes sense. That's why I was thinking it was probably more about river otters than sea otters.
Because sea otters, unless it's Joey, they mostly do it in the water, which you've caught in cam before, by the way.
Have I?
No. On live stream, the otters have had amazing timing to go right past the underwater cam and drop some.
And just, you know, I mean, it's funny too because a lot of people, I think, confuse river otters and sea otters, and so when we have guests and stuff, they come up and they're like, "Oh, aren't these the ones that smell really bad?" Which I didn't even really know that river otters smell really bad. But honestly, a sea otter smells like almost nothing. Like they don't smell like anything at all. So.
Next question.
Anyway.
Anyway.
All right, so our next question is, have you ever been pooped on? by an animal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to say.
Usually birds. Our penguins poop on me all the time, or they also poop. They poop all over the floor and then they walk in it, and so sometimes they'll like walk over my shoes and leave little poop footprints all over me. Or if I have them in my lap. I've also had we do penguin encounters when we were doing encounters, and one of the things that we'll do is we'll let people touch them. So I'll basically this will be my penguin. So we basically hold them like for people to touch the back, and you do need to touch the hind end because the front end is the bitey end.
Yes.
And I have had a couple times people get sprayed like directly in the chest with the penguin, like I was holding a bazooka, and I accidentally got him that way. So yeah, being pooped on is just part of the job. The walruses were their poo-poo was really nasty. That was like on me all the time. They also kind of like to finger paint with it, like when they're sleeping, like it'll just be spread all over like the walls next to where they're sleeping. It's pretty horrifying. Who else has pooped on me? No, it's usually walruses or birds, penguins. Yeah, I don't get pooped on by the otters too much, which is really nice because otter poop is like it doesn't smell really, really bad, and it doesn't smell like overly poop-like, but it has this distinctive smell that is just not like it doesn't smell like poop. It's like sickly sweet and really gross smelling. So anyway, don't get pooped on by an otter. It's pretty nasty stuff.
Probably why they do it in the water. They know themselves.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I have a friend who swears that like pooping in the ocean is like the best thing ever.
I have so many questions just related around that statement.
I know. I don't know. Because I'm like I'm not comfortable. Like if my body is not comfortable, it will shut down. Like it is like you're absolutely not pooping here, lady. Like it is not safe at all. So, but I have like a friend who like when she's camping or whatever, like that's just what she does.
She goes into the ocean.
What? And she swears by it. And then I said that to somebody, and I've heard from multiple people that is like the thing. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know if anybody in chat does that or wants to fess up to doing that.
I will never swim in the beach again. Not about the sharks, not about even the animals, about the humans.
Well, I mean, the animals are pooping in the water.
You know what? I can deal almost with that because to me, to be perfectly honest, what's in human poop is violently more terrible than what is an animal poop.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Like anything human is like so much more disgusting. Like I deal with animal poop all day long, and like I would 100% throw up on you if there was a human poop situation.
Yes. Look at this manatee.
No, it is not Jessica.
No.
Poops in the ocean.
Can we give a moment for this manatee who's wanting to find out what we're talking about?
He's like, hello.
Hello. No, bloop,
I poops.
I pooped.
Poop, sir.
Did you see me pass the wind underneath the water? Oh gosh, when I was a younger child, but I'm not an adult. Oh, okay, so we had a confession here of a younger child. But when you're a child, that's understandable. Like to be honest, I've been in a tidal pool. I don't know if anyone knows what a tidal pool is. It's basically like an ocean pool that's been either man-built, but it's right on the ocean. And I was swimming in there, and I saw human waste float past me. They cleared the entire pool. And sharks have been in there. Things they don't care about that. So no. I'm sure it feels good, but no.
And you know, like somebody is saying, talking about turtle poop. Guys, in my experience, reptile poop is the worst.
Yes.
Reptile poop is so disgusting.
I can smell it when I'm at the gate of my home before I enter the
house. Oh yeah.
I know.
I don't know if it's just because they don't don't poop that often, so when they do, it's like huge and disgusting. I
Smelly.
don't know what it is, but reptile poop is foul.
And it smells really bad. I've had to
Yeah.
get a dragon poop on the way to the vet. I have never driven so fast. And I
Oh.
opened the door,
Oh
and the woman
God.
on the other side taking the dog out was like, "Ew!" She didn't know where that smell came from, and I'm like, "It might be a dragon, this little creature."
Also polar bear poop is really stinky. I think
Really?
because they eat like berries and vegetables in addition to fish
Oh, it gets
and
mixed.
like salmon oil, and then also some raw meat, and then maybe some like kibble. Like it's just a omnivores. I guess it like yeah, that's comparable to humans too. Like omnivore poop is kind of gross. Insectivore poop is also really gross. Had a tamandua, which is like an anteater, kind of like a tree-dwelling
I
anteater.
think it's bugs.
That poop is foul.
Yeah, I think that's why lizards stink the much, because they only mostly eat bugs. It's bugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone just asked a very quick question before we move on to other questions. Can you perform colonoscopies on sea animals?
Yeah. Yes, you can. I'm trying to think if we've ever had the need to do it. But we do have an in-house endoscopy machine. Usually any problems that our animals have are happening in the beginning of the digestive tract, so we're actually much more likely to go down the mouth rather than up the little bum bum. But you
Okay.
absolutely can do those types of things. Obviously you would do them under anesthesia.
Yes.
We've done voluntary awake endoscopies with a false killer whale, which is about the coolest thing in the entire world. But I wouldn't do it with sea otter.
I can imagine the chaos
Um,
if they were still awake.
Yeah, I mean, well, and especially for a colonoscopy, like you guys know how uncomfortable that, well, not you maybe don't know, but you know how uncomfortable that could be. And so, even when like we're always, when they're under anesthesia, they have like a thermometer in there, and they don't even really like that. And so, yeah, it's definitely, um, that would definitely be an anesthesia type of procedure, which, yeah, you could definitely do. Offhand, I don't remember ever actually doing it. But I know that you can.
Well, there we go. One of our chat just mentioned pooping in the ocean is a saltwater bidet.
Oh, good.
Oh, and that's a real point there, but ugh. All right. People eat civet poop. Oh no, because they feed only on coffee beans. That is true.
Oh, I've heard of that. It's
Yes.
a delicacy. Yeah, yeah, I have heard of that.
Okay.
Um,
The word delicacy to me is always means it's supposed to be disgusting. I don't know.
it just is, it just is synonymous for you with disgusting delicacy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, delicacy. It's always like some part of eating glowfish that could actually kill you. It's a delicacy. Eating
Yeah.
octopus beaks. It's a delicacy. I'm like, delicacy to me seems to translate to things you're not really supposed to do, but you do it for fun.
Well, beluga caviar, it does not come from beluga whales. Sorry, I'm just getting this question in chat. You guys know that, right? Beluga whales do not lay eggs, so it's not the
Yeah,
same thing.
it's
Just
just
checking.
it's just called
It's
blue.
it comes from a sturgeon, and the word beluga means white in Russian, or roughly translates to white in Russian, which is why they're called belugas. But anyway, it's just caviar. It's just fish
Oh yeah.
eggs.
Okay, so just an update. People make coffee from civet poop, and this I have heard. Their stomachs ferment the beans, and it's said that they make the best coffee in the world. This is true. I have heard of that. You want a good cup
Yeah,
of Joe? Feed it to
I
your
will
cat.
say I usually have a policy of being very open about food, and trying everything twice. I have a policy to try everything twice because the first time you're not necessarily prepared for it. I
Yes.
don't know if this applies to something that some animal has pooped out.
Yeah.
I would have to really do some soul searching to figure out if that's something that I would be willing to try.
We are not honoring civets correctly. We are not treating them the way we should.
Well, at least with that, you're just collecting their poop, and you're
Yes,
not you don't have to like harm the animal, you know?
true. But let's move on to the next question very quickly before I have another cup of coffee.
Oh my god.
So our next question is, how often does each species poop per day?
Oh, otters poop all the time, guys. I have rarely gone up to see the otters and not seen them poop. I mean, I would say sea otters are probably pooping. It's got to be like twice an hour.
God damn, they lucky.
Probably. Like, I mean, they are just pooping all the time. So, and they are eating a lot too. So that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, like sometimes we'll collect poop samples if you know, if an animal's not doing well, or if just for research we actually did with the sea otters was collecting their poop to see if we could tell reliably what their hormone levels were like just via the poop. So, which is really useful because otherwise you have to collect a blood sample, right? And blood samples are a little bit more invasive. If I can just collect their doo-doo, I know which
Yes.
animal that it came from, and we could potentially, you know, tell their hormone levels just via the poo-poo. Then that's really useful. But you could reliably go up to the sea otters and feed them and know that in the space of a 5-minute feed, they would probably poop. So yeah, sea otters are poop all the time,
And
like
they're
all the time.
regular.
Very, very regular, yeah. And yeah, they have a very high metabolism, exactly. And so yeah, sea otters are probably the most poopers, the the number one poopers.
Poopiest?
Yeah, the poopiest. Thank you. But it's kind of hard to say with a lot of the other animals because Hamid, thanks for the subscription. Because we don't I don't watch them, you know, from underwater. We're not watching them constantly. So we know what happens like when we come in the morning with the sea lions and there's doo-doo all over. But yeah, I would say that high metabolism of the sea otters has them pooping probably at least twice an hour. The other animals are probably a bit more like, I don't know, 6 times a day or something like that. I mean, they do poop a lot, these guys, based on just, you know, what I have to vacuum up when we're dive cleaning. That would be my guess.
Oh, wow.
And these sea lion poops, guys, when we're diving for sea lion poops, I'll go get Jess to come over and look at certain poops because they're like the size of my forearm. Like, it's
God
just
damn.
unreal sometimes, the size of these poo-poos.
Like, it's something to be proud of if it was.
I know, like sometimes I'm a little jealous. Like if
like-
I haven't had my morning doo-doo, I go down there and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I'm
that would
quite
be
sure
nice.
that's when you see the sea otters nap like that was good. Roll them up back. I need a moment.
Yeah.
But we've seen
So.
with the stream, we've seen sea otters wake up, jump into the water, jump out the water.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly just to poop, wake up all the other otters and go back to bed. I mean, that is, by the way,
Yep.
that is also very good toilet etiquette to actually wake up to go poop in the water and then come back.
And then wake up all your friends to let them know,
Yeah.
and then go back to sleep.
I'm done. Don't swim in that pot for now. But that's very proud. Even one of our chat members over here goes and says, "Did I miss a discussion of Katmai's royal flush?" I still think that's the funniest. Queen Katmai.
Royal flush?
Yes, Queen Katmai. Her royal flush. Talking about.
Gross.
Okay. Yes. Dive cleaning. Yeah, I guess now someone's asking about dive cleaning. So is that something you guys have to do often to clean their poop?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, unless there was an enormous amount of poop in the pool, it's not going to affect the water quality per
Mm.
se, but it is kind of an optics thing. Like nobody likes to see giant arm-sized turds like rolling around the bottom of the pool. Um, so that's partially why we do it. And um, if if algae does get long enough, then bacteria can hide in it, and that can be a little bit of a problem. But for the most part, the water quality is actually like completely out of our hands. Like it's more in the filtration
Yes.
and stuff like that. The otter poop usually sits at the surface and then just skims right out. So that's not really, I was telling somebody earlier, that's not really why we clean the otter pools as often as we do. We clean the otter pools as often as we do because the water quality is terrible. The systems are so old that it cannot maintain the amount of animals that we have. It's more built for about 2 otters per pool.
Yeah.
So so normally we would clean those pools maybe twice a month. And now it's obviously like about weekly, if not a little bit more, which is fine. But it's yeah, that's why. It's not like the pools are just constantly filling up with poop and then we have to redo them. It's more just that the water, like we'd almost be doing just as much if we just dropped the water and refilled it, like just a complete water change.
Mm.
So with the other pools that we can't really do a water change for, yeah, we do vacuums. So about um usually once a week in all of our pools, we try to dive in there and just kind of maintain some things, do some scrubbing if we need to, but oftentimes it's just literally vacuuming. Just vacuum up the doo-doos, and that is a large part of my job.
I will confess something about that sounds fun. I don't know what it is.
You know what? It is. It's very like it's very peaceful,
Mm.
like
Yes.
you're underwater and like, just like talking to myself and like oftentimes I'm like singing and the work can be very cathartic because it's
Yes.
like sometimes with the vacuums it just sucks up like enormous amounts of
And you
things.
like
It's
feel it
very
and you're
like
like, I'm doing something.
yeah, it's very calming to yeah to be able to clean and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Let's move on to the next question. We've got quite a bit.
Yeah.
We've got an S
Broken, we're
load. I
talking
can't.
about poo poo.
Yes, I can't mention the S word. I'll get demonetized. But we've got an S load of questions. But it seems very in context.
So one of the questions, I mean, it's still relating to what you were just mentioning, but are there any enclosures or habitats that you actually have to clean poop out of daily?
Daily. Well, I mean, the penguins sleep in um indoors at nighttime for their own safety. Don't need any raccoons hijacking all of our penguins. And so that room gets cleaned every single day, power washed every single day. Birds poop a lot. And yeah, but it's one of those things where like we do clean it every single day, but I mean, I'm sure JJ can attest that where African penguins are at in their natural habitat is a filthy, disgusting
Oh,
place.
God.
They literally
Yeah.
they make their burrows out of poop. So
Yes.
that's kind of we more do it like out of an overabundance of caution.
That is,
Um,
yeah, I can attest to that. It was one of the most anticlimactic visits that I've ever had.
yeah,
We literally,
yeah.
because there's a, just explain about people with what KP's talking about with these African penguins. There's obviously estuaries that people can go visit in Cape Town, and you pay a lot of money for it. Some of them are even free now, and I understand why. And I couldn't wait to see these penguins nesting live. Me and a group and this other group of family, we sort of like almost like jogged to go see it because we wanted a spot at the end of the pier, and at the end of the pier they're all down there, and it was like hitting a wall. But we thought that there was just dead fish everywhere. We're like, all I smell is dead fish, and it's just like, but it was like a different kind of, it was much vile. When we get to the
No.
end, the ranger there says, no, just look, it was just the one rock. We thought the rock was not a rock. We thought that rock was that color, and it's like, no, that is all poop. And yes,
Yeah.
and it just they were walking. Oh gosh. So yeah, they're not.
Yeah. So that's really the only one that we clean. The other ones are kind of like as needed too. Like if you go in there and there's a bunch of like shit on something, then you go and you clean it up.
Yes.
But yeah. And like, do the otters show that they like a clean? Not really. They don't really seem to care how clean their pool is. But we can sort of tell you know, if our water quality is really failing, we might see the otter fur start to look a little more matted, a little more wet. And so yeah, so that's something that we can look for, but that's been like a very, very, very rare occasion, and only when we haven't been able to clean the pools for long periods of time for whatever reason. Um, so yeah, the animals really don't seem to notice or care. I think the majority of this is us being very clean, probably cleaner than the animals necessarily really need. But that's okay, because that's part of, you know, these guys do live in a bubble where there is no disease and there's no predators and things like that, and that's part of their life. So we keep things probably a little bit cleaner than they really need to be, but that's okay. That's part of what these guys get for living with us humans.
Yeah. But gosh, they living the good life. I wish I was a rescued sea otter. Mm. You don't
Yeah.
have to worry about bills, food, nothing. Have your poop vacuumed for you. What a life. But move on to the next question.
We had a question in chat, and it's, are any of the mammals prone to colon cancer?
Oh yeah. Oh, Shadspick got me this necklace, guys. Look how pretty.
Oh,
It's a maple leaf.
air to Canada. Air
Yeah.
to
You're now an
Canada.
official maple leaf.
I
Or
know.
soon to be official maple leaf.
Are they prone to getting colon cancers? I I don't think that that I know of an animal who's gotten specifically colon cancer. So that's a really good question. I haven't seen it. Our animals do tend to eventually get cancer, and as we've kind of talked about this before, that sounds kind of like bad, but when you think about it, cancer is a disease for the old people.
Yeah.
It's a disease for the elderly, usually. And so the fact that they live long enough to get cancer is actually something to be rather proud of. But I don't think specifically colon cancer I have ever seen. I would imagine that it is possible, but I have never seen it in person. I've seen an oral cancer. That's really awful. You
Oof.
know, liver lymphoma, very common. Those types of things. But I've never specifically seen colon cancer. It's a good question.
Yeah, but I also think I know, because I've had a couple of scares, but colon cancer is mostly basically habit, stress, and diet. It's like, and I don't see these animals ever having a severely bad diet, so it's something we're horribly afflicted with. Yeah, it can be
Yeah.
hereditary, but I don't see that happening a lot with animals. As you mentioned, they live the best lives, better than some humans. So
And
it's a
one of
good
the
thing.
things is, you know, with uh like anytime I've ever gone on a necropsy for any of our animals, they always talk about how small the adrenal glands are on
Oh
our
yeah.
animals, which is in direct correlation with
Yes.
them having like zero stress in their lives. So even though it's a sad thing when an animal passes away, some of those things that you get to see are you know, sort of reaffirming in those ways, is that like literally this is a, you know, this adrenal gland is half the size of a wild animal, because there's just zero stress involved in their lives. So yeah, so I mean, you know, those factors probably play a role in that, but yeah, I've never seen colon cancer. Not to say that it can't happen. Sure it can.
That's a very good thing, though. But yeah, very good question to ask, though. But next question.
That was too sure about how this was worded, and they were asking how much poop do you have to clean up normally by species, and I'm not sure if this is
Mm.
like quantity or
Yeah,
weight
well, I don't
value.
usually measure it. Yeah, I mean, walruses were the worst. Um, but like we honestly have it easy as marine mammal trainers, you know, as like a zookeeper for a land animal, you have to pick the poo-poo up.
Mm.
Um, luckily, we usually can just hose it down the drain, you know, very, very easy, or vacuuming it up in a dive. So yeah. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, I guess honestly, like probably the most time we spend on cleaning the poo-poo is probably with the penguins. They do poop a lot, and we do tend to clean because they have an indoor room. We do tend to clean that a lot more than like say some of the, you know, the animals that are pooping in the water we don't really worry too much about in general. So yeah, so that would be I would say penguins, but yeah, I'm not really like, and that's just like from time spent doing it. We don't really I don't really like measure it. Like, you know, I don't have like a measuring cup or anything for that. So
Someone just
luckily.
wanted to quickly inject a fact, which is one of my favorite native facts, is that wombats have square poops. They're cubes.
I have heard this. Yes, I have heard this. I love wombats
Yeah.
actually, like honestly.
It's like, would you like a
They're
little stack? They basically Minecraft their poop.
they're so cute.
They are. They really are. But what a nice thank you guys for interjecting with these facts. Keep them coming. Go Google it right now. Send us
Poo
facts.
poo.
Yes. We know sprains. You said seals is called scrat or something like that. It's like all these weird names.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know why people feel the need
Name
to
it.
name people's poo poo, or name animals poo poo, but you know, whatever.
Maybe it's just easier
That's
to.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds more civil. Go pick up that
Yeah.
scrat instead of go pick up that seal poop. What do you do with it? Is it? Oh, someone just asked. I think in relation to this question just now. What do you do with it? Is it composted in any way? Like when you collect the poop, is it just disposed of, or
Oh,
do you recycle?
so we don't, like I said, we don't, I think a lot of like zoos and like land animals and stuff, they definitely do tend to compost and do things like that. Some of them even have like in-house like composting, and but with water animals, guys, it's not really a thing because we don't, like, we're vacuuming it up. It's with salt water. Like it's not really the same.
Yeah.
I don't even know that you can really do anything with that because like salt just kills everything. So no, like when we vacuum it up during dives, it just goes to waste essentially, which is basically like just, yeah, like sewage basically, which is essentially what it is. And then yeah, we don't collect it, thank goodness. So
Well, at least the crabs and the prawns and all those delicious animals delicacies, they're gonna get the good stuff. Because
yeah.
isn't
Well,
that what
and
isn't that
somebody
what just controls it underneath the water? It's
somebody's saying here that the key to composting poop is to separate the urine from solid matter. Well, this would be
yeah.
impossible. Like because they just do the exact same thing in the exact same place, and like it's just mushed together. It's horrifying. So no. So no. No, we don't do that. And then somebody is also asking if we worry about feces from outside critters like raccoons and stuff like that carrying disease.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So we do have, some people might have seen if you've been to the aquarium, that we do have electrical fences surrounding a lot of the habitats. And while some of that is for keeping the animals inside, some of it is also for keeping other animals out. We have some animals that are definitely not going to escape, like our seals. They're not much for climbing, but we still have electrical wires that run around the habitat, and that helps to keep animals like raccoons and stuff like that out of the habitats. And we do also vaccinate all of our animals for things like distemper and rabies and things that we would be worried about them getting from potentially from other animals. So yeah, it is a concern. We never had like anything like really major happen, but it is a concern and something that we keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, because obviously distemper is one of the most contagious illnesses, and I believe there's no cure for it.
And it's so deadly. It's so deadly.
Yeah, shame. We've lost a few puppies in that for street dogs. So yeah, it's good that we keep it, because you have seen raccoons visit once or twice on stream.
Yeah. We don't have electrical wire around those habitats, but usually we are hoping that the raccoons are smart enough not to jump into a pool with otters. But I don't know. What do you know?
Do the seagulls and crows also pose a similar issue? I mean, considering they're birds.
I mean, if an otter got a hold of one and like chewed on it a little bit, I'd be a little worried. But typically speaking, there are far less communicable diseases between like birds and mammals, you know? So it would be very unlikely that they could get something from a bird, and much more likely that they could get something from a mammal that's a little bit like, the closer related you are to a creature, the more likely it is to have a disease that you can potentially catch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't want them to catch one and put it in their mouths, that's for sure.
No, I think even Kunix had impressions of how they smelled. If you told us that story that one time.
Yeah, the otters tend to think that the birds smell really gross and don't really want too much to do with us.
Okay. Next question.
Our next question is, which animal would you consider to be the smelliest pooper?
Walruses.
That is a good question. Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, think about it too. Like, they're essentially eating all of the same things that an otter is, except for like way more of it. And like I said too, I think a big part of that is that they'll sleep for days at a time, and they don't stop pooping when this happens. So they're just pooping all over each other, and then they just are smearing it all over the floor, and it's just baking in the sun, and there's just like nothing you can do about it. So yeah, walruses are disgusting. There's been times too where I've been working with the walruses, and one of them has pooped, and then another one came over and ate it.
Oh no!
And me and my coworker are just like simultaneously like gagging, crying, laughing, but like just really basically completely immobilized with like how horrifying the situation is. So walruses are so gross. They're the greatest creatures on the face of the planet, but they're so gross.
Yeah, I'm like I said, that's biased opinion, because I almost cut the commercial right there. Oh. But so they're not water poopers. They're not polite like otters.
Well, they usually are when they're in the water, but when they're asleep on land, no, they'll just poop. They'll just poop all over each other, no matter what. Yeah.
Hey folks, you're joining the stream. We're talking about poop. So one of our chat says that's my lunch done. I'm like, you know what you're getting yourself into. I specifically put the heading of the YouTube video.
It is
as
on the stream name. We're talking about doo-doo,
so
everybody.
You know, oddly, you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
So wear your boots and wear your brain caps. This is what we're talking about
exactly.
Today. Moving on to the next question.
Next question is, do marine mammals ever get constipation?
Oh yeah. So actually, as a story here, this is a bit of a sad story. We had an animal pass away essentially from constipation.
Wow.
A harbor seal. Yeah, a harbor seal. So this is actually the same necropsy that I was telling you about the adrenal glands. I went on the necropsy for a harbor seal who had been like kind of not eating super well and had gone off of squid and capelin altogether. And this is a reason why having a really balanced diet is super important. It's important for humans too. That squid and that capelin is really high in water content, and so by not eating any of those items, he essentially was compacted. And so when we did the necropsy, he had like part of his bowels had essentially died. And so when we were dissecting that part of the colon, it looked like there was definitely going to be like a foreign body in there. Like this thing was rock hard and it was like really thick clay. But it was just poop. And it had just too much poop and it got stuck in there and he couldn't poop it out. And that, I mean, it's a serious thing.
Yeah.
So there is a reason that we don't just let the animals eat exactly what they want all the time. They need to eat things like squid, and even if they don't want it, because it is, you know, it's just like eating your vegetables when you're a kid. You know, it's important that you have a balanced diet. So yeah, constipation is a thing. It's a hard thing to tell. It's a hard thing for us to diagnose because, like I said, we're not just sitting there watching the animals. Some of the pools don't even have underwater viewing. So how do you know when an animal is pooping, you know?
Yeah.
It's very easy with the otters because we see them pooping all the time. But yeah, if we ever see any kind of like straining and stuff like that, it's something that we should be very concerned about. But yeah, the best thing to do is just preventative care, which is making sure that they're getting all of the different types of food that they really, really need.
But that's a very important thing. This is why my moderator keeps telling me to hydrate when I'm on stream. And somebody even says there, some people think it's normal to poop once a week. It's not. It's a very dangerous thing. We have a very good question here. Have allergies to food ever been discovered by going through poop for any of the animals?
Oh, allergies to food types. Trying to think. I don't know that I've ever specifically seen an animal have allergies to food types. Not any of our animals anyway, because I think that, I mean, obviously a lot of people have pets that have allergies to different types of food, but I think that that's mostly because you've got this kibble that has a number of things in it. Some of them are like not even really identifiable, you know, and a lot of it is not what they would naturally be eating, or should be eating, you know, whereas with us, the animals are getting whole fish and nothing else. There's no additives, there's, you know, nothing unnatural about the diets that they're getting. So yeah, so I've never seen allergies. I have seen some animals be a little bit more sensitive to like having a really high fatty fish diet. We see it with I've seen it with cetaceans mostly.
Oh really?
So yeah, so animals like our false killer whale. Now this is he was a rescued animal. He was a non-healthy animal. So this honestly could have been part of the reason why his mother was just like, forget it. You stay here, wait for the nice aquarium people. They'll be along shortly. They're going to take care of you because you have issues. So because he was abandoned by his mom, and he had diet issues where he had a very specific range of the types of food that he needed to eat, otherwise his stomach would get upset and cause him some problems. So yeah, I've seen stuff like that. And you worry a little bit more about stuff like that when you're doing, hey look, I think this manatee's pooping.
Yes.
Look at him.
Wait. What timing?
It's a
and
slow
just
poo.
Hanging on. He's just hanging on like.
Yeah, he's just like he's just gotta
come on,
pinch it off. It's that last little nugget. Okay. But yeah,
timing?
so like with the otters, it's why we don't just like immediately go from formula to solid foods, right? Because you do need to introduce some of those things and introduce them slowly, and we introduce like the types very slowly as well. So but yeah, no, I think that happened. The allergies things happen a little bit more when you're dealing with some things that are unnatural for the diet of said creature. And our diets are extremely natural and very, whole foods. Like the very definition of like whole food, clean eating is what our animals are doing. So I've never seen an allergy to any of for any of our animals, but there can be sensitivities, I guess.
But it just goes to show again how us as humans, our diets are so messed up that we have allergies, we have these issues, we have these problems when we shouldn't, but because we're able to make decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's very informative. But there we go. There's your answer, folks. Happening right now, you're finding out so much about animals because of their poop. Next question.
So much could be learned about doo-doo.
Oh, yes. It's the bottom line of the subject, but it is the most important. But, well, I could do puns for days, but some of them will get demonetized, so I'm not going to go there.
Go ahead, Reha. Go ahead.
Okay, Rhea, next question.
Well, we are coming up to an hour, just to let you guys know, and we do still have 20 more questions. So
are we gonna need
a part 2?
Let me do this.
Part
are we gonna
two
need a part
of
2?
doo-doo?
Are we gonna go number 2?
We're gonna have to carry this on to number 2.
Thank you for leading us into that pun. I got so excited. So we might have to do
Part deuce.
Yes, I am definitely gonna name that stream "Poop Number 2 Part." Come on, we have to have fun with this subject. It
just, the puns make themselves.
Yes, they do. But there we can see, by the way, Manatee, we were talking about that subject because it's one of the things organizations support. That broken fin is most likely because of propeller blades. You see how clean cut it is? So, poor manatees. Moving on, sorry. Question. Yeah, we'll moving up to, so let's try squeezing 2 more questions.
All right.
Okay. These questions are actually from the chat because the other questions are more about research, so
yeah,
we can those together. So these questions that we got from chat is the otter's food high in fiber?
Oh.
Fiber?
Yeah, really?
I think it's protein, probably.
Or
yeah, I
don't
know if there's a lot of fiber in seafood. It's a good question. I don't really know, like, I mean, there's obviously a lot of protein. That's all they eat is protein, proteins and fats, but like I'm not sure like what kind of fiber composition seafood has. I mean, maybe that's a question for the Google.
Yeah, because I mean, fiber you'd need some sort of plants to. I don't know. I'm not a biologist or a botanist. I'm gonna say that wrong. But I'm assuming fiber would come from plant-based foods or things like that.
Yeah, usually. I mean, especially in humans, usually. So
I feel, as you mentioned, the water would be a very important part in their food. To make it good.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I'm not exactly sure of the answer. We can maybe find the answer.
We'll include that in part 2.
Google says 0 grams, so no, it looks like not a lot of fiber in their diet. No. I mean, it's important to understand too, like our digestion systems are different. Like it's not like every animal needs, the same dietary composition that humans really really need. And even in humans, like everybody's body's just a little bit different. But sea otters are built to eat seafood. Although I will say roughage is what we call it, which maybe is like something maybe is along similar lines, which is essentially like sometimes we will give them things like when they eat the mussels, they usually eat the shell and all. And it like that's normal for sea otters, and that kind of like will help to clear out their system a little bit too. It's kind of like or like shrimp shells, like some of them peel most of the shell, but they eat some of it, and so that kind of stuff we call roughage. So maybe that's like a similar type of thing, is like some harder items that sort of help to like kind of clean out the old tubes.
The fun questions we're having today. I'm having fun.
Yeah,
I'm having fun.
I'm having a good time too. Reha didn't want to do it. Reha didn't want to do poop talk.
But look
I'll
at
have
us.
you know.
I have never seen
Look at
my
us having
chat
poopers.
so active. It's like
I mean, I was thinking it was gonna be this like insane rabbit hole of like, oh my god.
She was concerned about having to sort through the questions from my very inappropriate and not super refined chat. But you guys have pulled yourselves together.
Yes.
Asked really actual poo-poo questions.
Yes, that are
We
genuine.
got one more.
Yes.
Okay, well, you know what? I will end this one today with this question that came from chat, and I had to have a good laugh about it because are there any other species whose poop can be used like buffalo chips in Oregon Trail? Like, you know, this is from your Chad.
Like for fire. She's trying to prove me right now. She's like, look, your idiot chat can't handle this shit. No, but like for fires and stuff.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes. You can.
Oh.
You can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could do it with any of my sea animals, but just because their poo-poo's so watery. But yeah, I mean, I imagine that there's like, a lot of like somebody's saying camels, they do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I imagine a lot of I think it's an ungulate thing, which is ungulates are like those like hoofed animals. And because they are eating a lot of like fiber, I think it's the fiber in it that really makes it
I did want to say horse manure is flammable.
I
think all of that stuff is flammable. You dry it out enough.
You drop a matchstick into a sewage pipe.
Yeah, that's mostly the gases, but I think the chips, like, yeah, you can light almost, you know what, if you have half a mind, you can light almost anything on fire, guys.
Okay, so we have a question, so I can answer both questions, because in South Africa we actually have they're called nature logs. So we have a braai, and you can normally use coal or charcoal, but we actually have these little like singular thing that is made from animal dung. And those things are natural. They don't produce hard smoke, and they don't stink up your food because it's been cleansed, but it's made from animal dung. It burns so hot. Like, it is
my God.
You could put 2 logs in a braai and have that fire like get to a warmth where you can cook for at least 3 hours. That thing just stays there.
Wow.
And someone just mentioned here, humans can build houses from poop. Yes, we have our culture, the Zulu culture, the Xhosa culture. They build their kraals. It's called kraals. It's like little round rondavels out of cow dung. And you walk in there, you don't smell it, but you're like,
no,
it's a perfect wall. It's as hard as brick, but it's made from house dung.
Yeah, no, poo-poo's amazing. Poo-poo's so amazing.
So yeah, we have those logs. We have those Oregon logs.
And Allegria here is saying that there's a world championship for cow pat throwing.
Yes.
You know we are looking into that. After the AMA, we are watching that.
I've seen it on a YouTube video, because you go down that rabbit hole. You start with one video, you end up in Russian dash cams, and then you'll end up in a cow pat throwing contest somewhere along the line.
Perfect.
I've seen that. And
we love rabbit holes on this stream. We love rabbit holes.
I love going down the YouTube rabbit hole and ending up in the world I did not know. But yeah, so we're definitely going to have a number 2 part of this for the stream. Stop it, Jason.
Oh yeah.
Because this has been a very, very interesting topic.
I'm also now curious if I can light guinea pig poop on fire.
Give it a shot. Let us know.
It is small enough.
I'm absolutely out of my mind.
Put it
in the Discord. Put it in the. No, I am not condoning you guys being arsonists.
Please don't go try this at home, because
you're gonna be like, KP told me to light my dog's shit on fire.
Yeah. Imagine that becomes the next sort of like trend on TikTok, where people are like, I'm gonna light my pet's poop on fire. And we're gonna have incidents. It's gonna be the whole.
Yeah, Reha, can you make a channel in the Discord for lighting your pet's shit on fire?
Please don't do that on my channel. I do not want to be responsible for anyone's carelessness. Some of y'all have big animals, and you're gonna lose your eyebrows.
I'm of course kidding.
I know.
I will do this. I will do it for science. For
No,
everyone.
Wow, even Nightbot deleted one
Well,
of
no,
them.
with my own pets in a very controlled situation.
I have to ask myself
Oh
later.
my
Someone said I
gosh.
regularly use horse poop in my garden. I take that for growing vegetables because horse poop is massive.
All right.
But anyway, so thank you very much.
Good times.
Thank you to the chat for asking all your shit questions, but they weren't really bad questions. They were just shit questions. And this wasn't a shit show, but it was a shit show. I had to do it. I had to do it.
There it is. There it is.
At
Oh,
the
we're
end.
doing the raffle right now, aren't we?
The raffle, yes, the
Yes.
raffle. Bring out the
do it.
raffle. Some of y'all entered on my side, some of y'all entered on KP's side, but it's all for those little mouse pads with the paw prints. And they will, I swear, they will look after those because they will be rare one day. There's only 20.
Yeah.
And which
Alright.
Already.
which otter were they? Were they?
Oh,
baby
Libero,
Joey?
do not worry. We will continue doo-doo talk
Yes.
after we do this
Hot.
raffle.
Uh,
And we'll do it again next week. But we're gonna watch the cow chip throwing contest when we
Oh,
get done
yeah,
with the
yeah.
AMA stream.
Trust me,
so
that is
stay
entertaining.
tuned.
Those
Stay
things are like
tuned.
discs.
Okay.
Alrighty. Okay, so we had donations that were really big, and from that, I decided to pull 20 full sets of the paw print wallpapers.
So
Mhm.
you get the Joey and the Tazz, or you
Yes.
get okay, amazing.
paw prints. They're actual paw prints.
Yeah, so real deal paw prints. For those of you who don't know, this is what we're raffling off, except for digital form. So you get the phone background and the desktop background. This is Tazz. This is Joey.
And again, that's
Alright.
why I say this is going to be rare because I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to grow up.
Some people already have them for
Mm.
donating on our charity stream, but we've got extra donations, so we're gonna give away the rest.
Which we had 46 entries, but I had to disqualify Libero because she already had the whole set.
Libero, you already have them both. Reedy,
I want more.
I want two. She's
So
just like
everyone-
contest. I want in. Okay.
Everyone's chances went up by at least 1%.
Oh, perfect.
And our first roll has gone to Freaky.
Freaky! Freaky was here earlier. Are you here, Freaky?
Oh, we all let
Freaky
know. Yeah.
wins.
Freaky deserves
Nice,
it. She's been
Freaky.
doing art streams.
Oh, I know. And Freaky has also she drove the Oregon Trail not that long ago. It didn't go super well, but arguably that was mostly my fault.
It's just, by the way, it's just still bragging about her Oregon Trail. That was so funny.
Yes, she is. Who does she think she is? Oh my goodness
God, that was
gracious.
funny. Jeez.
She killed almost everyone. All right,
Yes.
congratulations, Freaky.
Well
so
done. First one.
Reha will get that stuff to you. All right, next.
Next one. Polymorph.
Polymorph. I know Polymorph is here. Polymorph wins. Need a Joey Meep ringtone. Actually, maybe we'll do that. We could probably make that in a future charity stream. We could make that as another digital thing in Joey Meep because
Oh,
we could easily make
We
that
have
for
made
you.
we have made a
Oh yeah, there's
ringtone
Freaky.
on our side, but
Yeah.
I'll make one that's longer. And
Yeah.
but we'll use it. I'll save that one for the charity thing. So I've done it on the MMRC. We made a ringtone for. I think even one of the Wigglers made a ringtone with Joey's meat, but it's short. It's really short. So we'll make
Yeah,
a longer one.
we will anyway. Next time
Yes.
we'll throw
Next
something
charity
together.
stream.
But yeah, you win the paw prints Polymorph. Congratulations, Polymorph. deserved it.
Polymorph.
Llama's here, Libero's here. The crew is back together. All right, next. This is gonna take us forever. Let's go.
Ikoma Joe.
Ikoma Joe. Joe's here too. I saw earlier. I don't know if they're still here, but Joe. Ikoma Joe. Congratulations. Bravo.
Flipper claps.
Okay. Oh, Evie, we're giving away some of the paw prints in a raffle is what we're doing that are left over from the charity stream for anybody who's wondering.
Yes, a
Okay.
meeping ringtone. Yes, we'll do that. Definitely, I think that's such a good idea.
Okay, the next one is someone who is not on Twitch but in the Discord, Giada.
Giada? Okay, cool. I don't recognize. Sometimes I feel like I probably pronounce these things differently than you guys do.
When you read it, it's going to be like, oh, that person. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. But all right, congratulations. Congratulations.
Donna Jones had made a Joey ringtone. Use it for the alarm. Oh my god, you must wake up very fast. Next one.
Optimus.
Oh! I know Optimus. I've seen them in chat. Yes. That I have seen in your chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Optimus, congratulations. Congratulations.
All right. Next.
Oh, there we go. See, Optimus is here.
There we go.
Optimus wins. Good job.
I recognize that name.
Yeah. All right.
Zebra Z.
Oh
yeah. No, I know Zebra.
Yes.
Is it the same as Zebra Otters?
No, Zebra Z.
Is that their Discord name or?
Zebra Z is on YouTube, on both of our Discords, on MMRC Discord.
Zebra Otters is their name on Twitch.
Yeah, but Zebra Z.
And on Discord,
okay, yes, I know Zebra Otters. Congratulations, Zebra Otters. I haven't seen them in chat today yet, but congratulations.
Yeah, on my side there is Zebra Z. So, hey, that's nice.
Okay.
They deserve it.
Great.
Coconut Emu.
Yay, Coconut Emu! I haven't seen them today, but I know Coconut Emu. Congratulations, Coconut Emu.
People
Millie.
Millie.
Millie like Millie Vanilli?
I haven't seen her for a while.
I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
I don't know.
M-I-L-I.
M-I-L-E-H?
Oh, Millie, yes! It's on my YouTube sometimes. It's on my YouTube.
JJ's more pumped than you guys are. What is going on?
Like,
He's like,
I know these names. Like, oh my god. Oh, and Millie's not here today. I haven't seen her today on my chat. Normally she's on my streams, but yeah, we'll tell Millie. She's on my Discord as well. She's won.
Okay, great. Good job. Congratulations.
Well done.
Susan A.
Oh, yay, Susan! I don't know. She's definitely Susan A in Discord. I don't know what she is on Twitch or if she is on Twitch, but I know Susan. Susan is very active on the Discord. Congratulations, Susan.
There we go, yeah. Okay. Susan's very active on Discord. Again, these people are not yet today on the stream, oddly enough. I'm like, come on.
All right.
R. Hashimoto.
R. Hashimoto. Okay, I know I would have to see that one. But anyway, congratulations. Bravo. Well done. You filled out the form correctly, and now you get to have a pop print. You followed directions, and now you're a winner.
You get a paw prints too.
All right, next one is Natalie MC.
Ah, yes, I know Natalie. I haven't seen her here today, but yes. Congratulations, Natalie.
All these people.
Alrighty, next one is DM79.
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 Yes. DM79, you were here just now.
Oh.
You win.
How many more do we have left?
We have 9 left.
9 left. All right.
Let's go.
There's still time. There's still time for you.
Oh, there we go. DM79. Woo! Yes, you won the paw prints.
Congratulations.
Can I see a
Rayhead, did you go poop?
Otter fan.
Otter fan! Yay! Well, that's deserved.
Yes.
if you've named all of your Discord and Twitch names after otters, then you should probably get the paw prints. Congratulations.
Oh, Millie just jumped on chat. Millie, you won paw prints. You won KP's paw prints. Well, not KP's paw prints. KP's paw prints
Well,
of
no,
Joey and
yeah,
Tazz.
it's just my stupid little hands. Congratulations. Woo!
I'm quite sure there's a community out there that'll be like, I want KP's handprints. She's gonna be famous one day. I want a signature, please.
Yeah, yeah. The Pema's like, wait a minute, can we have KP's paw prints? Yes. For free, as a matter of fact, just ask. All you have to do is ask. Okay.
All right, the next one is Rhea.
Rhea.
Rhea. How do you spell that? Oh, Rhea!
JJ.
Oh, yes, Rhea. Yes, I know who
I know
Rhea
you
is.
mixed it up a lot, JJ,
I
between
know.
Rhea and Rhea.
No, I just needed, it's just the way you say it, because in me, I immediately clicked on, hey, Rhea. Oh, well, that's awesome. She's going to be happy about that.
Excellent.
All right, next one. Is it time to eat yet?
Is it time to eat yet? Oh, yes. You know how long it took me to read that username and what it was? I used to call it Itsy. Like Itsy did it, and then I realized it's time to eat yet. Okay, that's awesome. These people.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, would you rather have... I'm not going to show my feet on stream because I'm pretty sure that's against terms of service.
Yeah, and that is a community you don't want.
Yeah, I'm really not looking to get those types of followers, but thank you.
Okay, our next winner is Cloud Sky.
Cloud Sky.
Wow. I haven't heard from
Cloud
Sky
Sky,
in
Cloudesky.
Cloudesky. Oh, that does sound familiar.
Be on your
Well,
chat.
congratulations. Welcome.
She does the meat report. Oh, great.
Next one, Monster the Mink.
Monster the Mink! Oh,
yay!
Monster the Mink said earlier, though, I don't know if this is true. Monster the Mink said earlier that they already have one.
Oh.
Beans, if the SOS is referring to how freaking hot it is outside, then I 100% agree. I'm sweating. Well, let us know for sure, Monster the Mink, but we'll just pull another one anyway, and then if we end up giving extra, then it's fine. I already have them. Okay, Monster the Mink already has them. There was a couple like overzealous people who were just like, I like to win things.
Yeah, please give them to me. Oh wow, we haven't seen
All right, so the reroll we have Allegria.
Oh,
Allegria's here.
yes.
Allegria, congratulations! You win Monster the Mink's paw prints. Again, these are not their actual paw prints. These are the paw prints of Joey and Tazlina. You win, Allegria. There you go. She's here.
Nashville Bell.
Nashville Bell.
I believe, is that Bella?
Really?
We'll have to check.
If that's Bella, congratulations, Bella. She jumps a lot.
Congratulations, Nashville Bell. Congratulations.
Everyone's stream, if it is Bella. If that's Bella Loves Joey. No, it's Bella Loves Joey is Bella, the one we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nashville Bell, more than likely on KP server, I believe. We're down to our last two. And our next winner is Alex in the Barn.
The Barn!
Nice!
And congratulations. I haven't seen them yet today, but
yes,
congratulations.
That's so cool. Yeah, I love it when it's
Alex
joint communities. I get a tear when we both know who they are.
All right, last one.
Last one is going to Mish.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you.
Yeah.
I was like,
no.
One.
So was I.
Like, last one goes to me. Woo!
I'm like, corruption.
Mish loves otters. Mish.
Yes.
Mish was here. Mish was here earlier.
Alex,
Congratulations,
Mish.
Mish.
Hey, Alex, congratulations, Alex. Sorry, I didn't see you. Oh, you were on chat. I'm so sorry. There's so many.
Rigged. Polymorph, didn't you win?
Polymorph did win.
Yeah, Polymorph is rigged.
Look at all you celebrities. We all know your names, who you are. Like oh,
yeah.
Look at the.
All right, awesome. Congratulations to all the winners.
Congratulations.
Reha will get you your paw prints, and now we're gonna watch cow pat throwing championships.
Rhea, if you could do the favor, are you going to post those names in our Discord so the people
I will post the names in Discord, and
tag
everyone
them?
can contact
Yes.
me to get your paw prints.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Anyway, last question about poop: is Billy still making poop art?
Oh, Billy makes poop art almost every time he cleans a pool.
I almost feel
Yes.
like he needs to be in the next episode. No, if only.
I think he
If
should. I
only.
think he should honestly do that as his like Instagram. Like that should be
I
like his
know.
thing. Billy does cool poop art.
He would be
like
he would be famous. He would be on Stephen Colbert in the like next 2 weeks. Like that's the kind of stuff that ends up on the show.
yeah.
Congratulations to all our winners. Please join over. Let's quickly tag. Oh, I forget. Thank you, Tessa, for jumping in. Shame Tessa wasn't here earlier, but she is now my beloved moderator. But I'm just trying to tag one and wins here. What did I have to tag as? There we go. You see that Twitch link, everybody? Go there because you want to see cow pats being thrown around. As a sport, it's a legitimate competition.
You just love how weird this is.
Yes.
This is we are the weirdest group of people, and it's so much fun. Okay.
This-
Awesome. Yeah, well,
Thank
thanks
you.
so much. We will be obviously continuing Poo Poo Talk because you guys couldn't get enough of it,
Yeah.
and we are not done with Poo Poo Talk. So we'll do more Poo Poo Talk next week, which will be great because then we'll remember exactly what we're doing because I never remember what the AMA topic is.
Yes. So we'll be
All
doing
right.
poop next week because this topic today was full of shit. I have to. I'm gonna
All
cut
right.
all these spots out. Goodbye. Thank you so much, KP.
All right, I'll see you guys
Thank you
later.
much, Rhea. And thank you to my chat on my side. Thank you very much, guys, for joining on my side. Tessa, thank you for joining. We didn't expect Tessa to join us, so please give her a shout out. She's really going out of her way today to help moderate, and she had to join this conversation. And thank you all for joining here. Congratulations to all of you that have won that. So we will be doing more streams. I'm actually thinking, even though KP just left, I'm going to do this. We're possibly going to make ringtones for Tazz Talks Joey, and Tazz Talks Tazlina, and Tazz Talks Katmai, and we'll put it in that KP's raffle the next time we have a charity stream. How would you guys like that? Have good old Tazlina going ring ring, and Joey, and Queen Katma. We'll do that. But yes, thank you for joining, guys. We'll catch you next week. Please, if you're not on our Discord and you haven't subscribed, do it. It's free and you get so much content and it really helps the community, and you guys are my bread and butter in terms of emotional support. As much as I like to entertain you, you entertain me. So please, you've gone a little quiet. Have I gone quiet? How's now? I don't know why I went quiet. Did you say Katma? Yes, Maddie, I said Katma. I said Katma. But yeah, please join these fun. We're still running our Pawsquad charity stream, which I can't change the name. I spelled charity wrong, of course. But I will be considering looking at the bigger rewards and seeing if we can do something special for you, for those guys that have donated. Well, don't touch the babies. I don't think that'll be a ringtone, because imagine that going off in a train or a bus or public and be like, what are you talking about? So we'll definitely do something else, maybe her laugh or one of our other catchphrases. But definitely Joey, Tasleen is going to be easy. I mean, she'd just be irritating, just saying ring, 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 ring. Can you imagine Taslina doing that? Oh my God. But yeah, Alex in the bottom. Well done, Alex in the bottom. Silence. Yeah, there we go. Silence. Answer your phone. Silence. Answer your phone. Well done, Tessa. That is a good one. That would be a brilliant one. Okay, we'll definitely do it. I've already have a ringtone. Yes, you do. You have the laugh. You have Katma's laugh, but we want something a bit longer. So, Maddie, you have the unique ringtone that I made specially because you wanted it. So you are the proud owner and the only owner of that ringtone of Katma laughing. But we'll definitely make a new ringtone of Katma. Silence will be the best ringtone as well. I can't hear you. I'm definitely talking, my guy. Alex, the bar, my lady. I don't know why you can't hear. Everyone else can. Maybe check you haven't put YouTube on mute. But we'll leave it in. But yeah. But anyway, guys, that's been the stream. Please go quickly. Jump over. Let's actually go. I don't have a lot of people to raid with, but let's just do it just for shits and giggles. But thank you very much, guys, for joining. We will be doing a special stream, by the way, on Saturday with Tiny Tuber. We're trying to arrange it. Tessa has also helped arrange this stream. It will be the last of our charity stream to get to that 1,000 donations for Monterey Bay. So we're going to be doing some fun stuff. We're going to also be doing it rather earlier than what we do because we want to get a lot of the nighttime people that normally, you know, the Mikos of the world, the Jesters of the world. So it will be a stream that we're going to start early and carry on, and hopefully we'll get all of you involved. But please, it'll be very, very nice to have you guys join us for that. And let's go and give a raid, even though it's not a lot of people. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And we will catch you next time. Bye-bye. Put your nose to the screen. Here comes the beep.